What's going to happen now? The Sunday surprise coming out of Week 5 of the 2020 season. Chris, here's the trivia question for you. Derek Carr became the first Raiders quarterback with 2 touchdown passes of 50 or more yards in the same game since who?
Wow.
Raiders quarterback.
Oh, Raiders quarterback? It is an ex-Raiders quarterback. All right.
Raiders quarterback with 2 touchdown passes of 50 or more yards.
Okay.
You have 7 seconds.
I'm gonna go with like an obscure one here and go Kerry Collins.
But there's a connection.
Right.
Because he played for the Giants at one point, and so did Jeff Hostetler.
Oh, yep. Hostetler.
The guy. Yeah, I guess I could have given you a hint, like you once put shaving cream in his shoe.
Nah, that would have been too easy. But yeah, Hostetler that year, '93, they threw the ball down the field. They really did. I remember that. And of course, I think the Raiders went to the playoffs that year as well. Yeah, so that was '96. Okay, I was thinking of another year, but. Yeah, okay, I got that. I haven't heard Hostetler's name in a while. He was playing good that year. He didn't have any shaving cream in his cleats. He was good to go.
I really was hoping you would get it right because I hate to do this to you because you're responsible for my awareness of what Chase Claypool could do, and you've let millions of others in on the secret, and it's not a secret anymore. But it was a surprise yesterday. 4 touchdowns from Chase Claypool, and a 5th one that was called back. So give me Chase Claypool. Sorry, Chris, I had to take it.
That's all right. It's worth taking. He's all yours. Don't worry. All good. There's plenty to go around. I mean, you've heard of Aaron Donald, right? Right? You've heard of him. He had 4 sacks yesterday. But the surprise was the other guy who had 3 sacks. No, not Leonard Floyd, not Michael Brockers. How about Troy Reeder? 3 sacks by the Rams. We didn't get to discuss that game at all in depth because of Alex Smith. We kind of went into all that. But, man, that Rams defense, once again, I mean, Aaron Donald, we know he's a superstar. Reeder was all over the field, too, making plays. And Sean McVay, Jared Goff, I mean, it just was poetry in motion yesterday. They just whooped the Washington team from the get-go. And, McVay seemed like he cracked the code on the matrix on that one pretty quickly, and they were up and down the field.
Well, and McVay, another guy with a history in that organization who's not going to come out and say anything like your guy Kyle did last year. Frankly, I prefer it when somebody's willing to stir it up a little bit like Kyle did last year. McVay's always going to take the high road, but he was there. He knows. He knows what it's like or what it was like. It's better now, but I'm sure that the fact that it's better now didn't take away any of the steam that he may have had to go back there and take care of business the way that he did. All right, next one for me. And this was a surprise, and it was the subject of the trivia question. Derek Carr, got to give him credit.
Yeah.
Throwing the ball down the field, something we have been waiting for him to do, something John Gruden has been begging for him to do. And maybe it took a game against Patrick Mahomes, right? Hey, Patrick Mahomes throws it down the field. I better throw it down the field. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, well, it's an interception. I mean, you throw the ball 50 yards down the field, it's like a punt. So just do it. Just let it fly and see what happens. And if he can keep doing it, man, they get their bye this week, then they have Tampa Bay on Sunday Night Football. So he gets another measuring stick game against a great quarterback. He goes from the greatest currently in the game to the greatest of all time. Maybe that'll continue to draw out of Derek Carr what John Gruden has been hoping for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, maybe. Certainly. They are a different team when Ruggs is on the field, and you saw they could run the football. We know that with that O-line and everything there, to where how can you not be excited about what the Raiders have done? I mean, Gruden, Mayock, they've turned around the team. It's close. I'm not saying they're there yet, but they got a lot of the vital pieces already there in place. Really, the only thing I look at on their team and go, just needs to get better is their D-line. They just got to get some real legit, difference makers up there and watch out for the Raiders. All right, I mean, we're on a surprise. I mean, this is a crap surprise, but it was a surprise, all right? And that's the 49ers, defense. I think that's specifically what was shocking to me about that game yesterday. The San Francisco 49ers, Ryan Fitzpatrick went up and down the field on them, big plays. They attacked their corners who are banged up. There's a lot of backups playing there for the 49ers, and they just had their way all day long. And just not used to seeing the 49ers defense play like that. I mean, Miami ran the ball, threw the ball for big plays, controlled the clock, did anything they really wanted to, and I can't really remember the last time I saw the 49ers defense on their heels like I did yesterday.
It was just amazing to see them lose in that fashion. And you know, from time to time, what I'll say when I see a team lose like that it's almost disqualifying. Like they should just be taken off the board of contenders to lose like that at home to a team like the Dolphins. You're disqualified. You're done. No matter what you do the rest of the way. And they're going to have to earn it if they get their playoff spot with that 7-game stretch coming up that we talked about earlier. But that was a stunner, and we got to give the Dolphins some credit. Brian Flores and company went in there and took advantage of a team that was wounded, and they didn't give them a chance at any time to get in the game. All right, Alexander Mattison. That was a surprise to me, although not really because we saw glimpses of what he could do last year.
Right.
He had a higher yards per carry average than Dalvin Cook, and, you know, the Vikings ultimately paid Dalvin Cook. I think they really didn't want to because they knew we could always turn to Alexander Mattison, and here they are. 112 yards for Mattison on 20 carries, 5.6 yards per carry. That average dragged down just a bit by his final carry of the night, the one that went nowhere when he didn't see that tiny little that little sliver.
Yeah.
What did Gale Sayers always say?
6
give me
inches
18
of daylight.
inches.
6
inches of daylight.
I thought
was
it
it 18? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
I think that's what the Vikings gave Alexander Mattison last night. If he just noticed that, you know, there was enough room to land a jumbo jet off to his right, but he still had a good game, and it tells me the Vikings offense will be fine if the MRI that's going to be performed on Dalvin Cook's groin injury today ends up knocking him out at all. They'll be fine with Alexander Mattison.
Yeah, I hear you. He's a good player, no doubt. I'm actually stuck with running backs in my brain here. I mean, I'm down to two guys, really. I'm like, you know, Mike Davis in Carolina, but I think I'm going to go to Todd Gurley in Atlanta because we saw Todd Gurley yesterday that we haven't seen in a while. You know, we really did. 121 yards rushing. Broke a few runs that you saw. Whoa, okay. Gurley still got some speed. Yeah, he might not go 70 and 80 yards to the house like he did in the old days, but he's still got enough to, like, he sees a seam or he can bounce around the edge and turn the corner and rip off a 30, 20-yard gain, whatever it is. So that was fun to see. It was encouraging. I felt good for him because I felt like we haven't seen that from Todd Gurley in really about 2 years, ever since the Super Bowl year for the Rams. But that was a pleasant surprise yesterday.
Yeah, and it's weird because it comes on the same day that they got rid of everybody. Mm-hmm. And you know, what is it going to mean for these guys all going forward? All right, last one for me. And, you know, we've already talked about the Browns, but how can we not say that what the Browns did yesterday
I
already did mine. We're in round 4.
You want 4 picks?
Never mind. No.
Okay, all right, good. Just wanted to make sure.
I'm sorry. I was sitting stressed out because I didn't have any.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me tell you what happened. I knew
it was third down all along.
Again,
fourth
for
down,
anyone who's tuning in now, I don't have jaundice. It's just the filter. But our good friend Mary in Atlanta, the Eagles fan, she thinks I look green-yellow. I'm trying to replicate the Seahawks jerseys from last night.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.